Every generation creates its own monsters. Folk tales tell of witches and worms in the woods. Generations that grew up watching television feared Jaws in lakes and Bloody Mary in the mirror. Today's generation is not different at all, as they also create their monsters from the internet. Slenderman surprisingly became one of the scariest monsters of the modern times, tormenting kids with fear, hiding under the shadows, stalking, and waiting for the perfect chance to grab you at the most unexpected moment. Don't let your guard down during this Halloween, and no matter what kind of monster Slenderman is. Here are the 10 things you have to know about Slenderman. Number 10. An urban digital monster was born. Slenderman's origin is surprisingly clear. Unlike most urban legends, we can trace his provenance with absolute certainty. He was born on the 8th of June in 2009 on a forum site frequented by Photoshop pranksters. Slenderman was created by a guy in Florida named Eric Knudsen, who had a young daughter. Knudsen was really surprised, just like everyone else, as the demon he has created online hasn't yet been thrown onto the slang heap of forgotten memes. Knudsen's work stirred up the internet community as mysterious photos started circulating around, showing a creepy, ghostly figure clothed in black stalking children in schoolyards and playgrounds. Hitting the internet like a wildfire, Slenderman went out of control, terrorizing kids, and never stops creating fear as it spreads online, waiting for another kid to see how scary he could be. As the post spread and the urban myth developed, rumors started to grow that the people who had took the photographs were never seen or heard from again. Their disappearances were blamed on Slenderman, as were those of many missing children and even some adults all over the world. Number 9. The monster is starting to take shape. The internet monster started to have a more detailed shape as the myth developed on the internet. You will know Slenderman when you see him. He's gaunt, stands 8 to 10 feet tall, and instead of arms and hands, has multiple writhing tentacles that come to razor-sharp points for the purpose of conveniently skewering his victims. Creepiest of all, they say Slenderman doesn't have a face. In photographs and drawings, his face is rendered either completely featureless or blank, a fuzzy, amorphous blob, or wrapped in gauze like a mummy. If you're wondering what monster to avoid, at least for now, you get an idea what kind of figure you really don't want to face alone in the dark. Number 8. Slenderman becoming a supernatural entity. According to some of the online sources, Slenderman can alter his shape, become invisible, and teleport from place to place, making it way harder for him to be spotted. Some even posted some videos online claiming that they have spotted the Slenderman, stalking them, appearing when you were not expecting it, and then disappearing when you lose sight of him. Although many Slenderman caught on cam videos are available on the internet, we still cannot neglect the fact that those videos might just be plotted. Could it be an elaborate hoax or just a spooky coincidence? But if you insist on believing it, have you wondered why he's never been caught? At least we warned you on what he is capable of. Number 7. The Snappy Dresser you never want to encounter. Slenderman, also known as Slendy, has a sartorial black suit trademark, and in some photographs, he's even shown wearing a necktie. Apart from the single detail, the necktie, Slenderman's wardrobe rarely varies in physical depictions of him. To recap what you should be on the lookout for: an 8 to 10 foot tall faceless man with tentacles for arms, impeccably dressed in a neat black suit and tie. There's no mistaking him for anyone else. So, when you see this figure, you better run or call your family to scare him away for good. Number 6. Surprising history of terrorizing people for centuries. Slenderman sightings go all the way back to the 1500s, according to websites documenting the Slenderman mythos. They cite 16th century woodcut prints of a creature known in Germany as the Grobman, the tall man, a skeletal figure with multiple legs and spear-like arms depicted in the act of impaling adults and or stealing their children. Quoted sources describe the Grobman as an evil fairy who lives in the Black Forest and hunts down bad children, foolish enough to venture there alone. Number 5. Slenderman recruits human proxies to do his evil bidding. Slenderman has links to many proxies, or insane individuals under his control or influence. Reports the Slenderman Wiki, a repository of information about Slendy and his mythos, which includes various role-playing games. It is suspected that proxies do the actual physical work for Slenderman, such as creating and manipulating objects, destroying and leaving evidence, creating videos and responding on Twitter, and influencing victims as needed. Number 4. First, he stalks you, then makes you sick, then he kills you. No one knows how or why Slenderman chooses his victims, but once chosen, they will be stalked, taken to an isolated location, most often in the woods, and killed. Some say he befriends those he intends to kill, luring them to their deaths with offers of kindness and sympathy. Others say he stalks his victims invisibly, and the only palpable sign you have been targeted is a phenomenon called slender sickness, the symptoms of which include nausea, nosebleeds, nightmares, hallucinations, and massive paranoia. If you begin to experience any of these for no apparent reason, watch out. Slender sickness is a prelude to your disappearance and grisly demise. Number 3. He's probably going to eat you. There's some disagreement over the ultimate fate of Slenderman's victims, but a good many sources claim he simply eats them. One might well ask how he accomplishes that feat without a mouth, but remember, Slendy can change his shape at will, including, but not limited to, growing a mouth with razor-sharp teeth when the situation demands it. Number 2. The infamous stabbings that occurred in 2014. In 2 separate incidents, adolescent girls were accused of knife attacks, allegedly inspired by stories they read about Slenderman online. On May 31st, 2014, involved 2 12-year-old girls who stabbed a classmate in Waukesha, Wisconsin. They told police the attack was meant to impress Slenderman, so they could become his proxies. A few weeks later, a 13-year-old Ohio girl, obsessed with Slenderman, attacked her own mother with a knife, causing minor injuries. The girl in the second attack was described by her mother as having mental health issues, and at least one of the perpetrators in the first attack was ruled mentally incompetent for trial. Don't let Slenderman get the most out of you. If you get instructions from Slenderman telling you to harm people, or even yourself, report it to your family, or better yet, report it to the police immediately. Never believe that Slenderman can harm you, and don't believe rumors that he's made someone a proxy or can make you a proxy. Number 1. Slenderman does not exist. This bears repeating, Slenderman doesn't exist. He's an invented character, a fictional boogeyman in a crowdsourced horror story. Apart from the real-life stabbing incidents attributed to some kid's obsession with Slenderman lore, everything you read about him was completely made up. The character was created from scratch by participants in an online Photoshop contest in 2009, and enthusiasts have been adding to the mythos ever since. Even Slenderman's supposed historical predecessor, the Grobman, is a Photoshop creation. The woodcuts of him were created by altering original prints by famed 16th century artist Hans Holman. Slenderman isn't real. He's an internet urban legend. Don't let him scare you. Don't let this myth harm the people around you, the people who really care for you. It is fun to celebrate Halloween, to have spooky times and creep people out once a year. Such a festive day to celebrate and wear interesting costumes, tell scary stories with friends, go trick-or-treating, and eat all the candies you wanted. It's never been a bad thing to tell scary stories to friends and families or watch scary movies and clips just for the sake of the thrill. What makes it bad is when you cause harm leading to situations nobody wanted. Feeding your mind with fear can harm your mental health. Remember that Halloween is actually not celebrated just for scaring. It also celebrates the people who have passed by in this world. Don't let these fears harm your family. Report immediately if someone is influencing you to cause harm on other people. Did you enjoy the thrilling facts we've shown you about Slenderman? What are the scary stories you wanted to tell your friends to spook them out this Halloween? Let us know down in the comments below and make this Halloween celebration more interesting. Remember, if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button and subscribe for more daily content. Don't forget to ring the bell to receive notifications of when a new video releases. This has been Music Chess bringing out to you the real Slender Man, signing out.